It out. They haven't started laying yet.
Okay.
You got quite a variety of breeds here.
Yeah, the reason we have the different breeds is we buy surplus on pullets. So there's about 18 different breeds here, and when we get the other hens, we have somewhere around 22 different breeds.
When I had my birds in Texas, I liked the production reds.
Yeah, there's production reds in here. There's also the blacktails are New Hampshire, like that right there.
Here.
Yeah, there's lavender Orpingtons.
The
There's
gray ones.
white rocks. The solid white ones are white rocks, and then the other white ones are
Not
Delawares.
New Hampshire,
How
Delawares.
about these little speckled
And
ones?
there's also some.
Those are white,
Wellingtons.
silver laced black Wyandottes, and there's blue laced red Wyandottes,
That must be one of them right there.
and there's black sex linked. There's cinnamon queens. You're on, Laura. You can talk about this one.
These are my pullets.
It's really small.
400 of them here. And I think there's 2 different batches. So there is a little bit of an age, I think a month age difference in some of them.
Beautiful birds here.
The biggest ones, the oldest ones, should be coming to laying any day. They should start. They're checking out their laying boxes up there, but they haven't laid anything.
Are you running these behind your cows then?
Not yet.
Oh,
Next year we'll run some behind the cows. Right now we have our laying ones, which are down there, separated from our non-laying ones. This winter we'll bring them all together, and then next spring we do hope to pull them behind the cows. I think it'll just make life a little bit easier. That's a well summer right there. That one guy.
The like Polyface Farms now does chickens inside electric netting. He has 3,000 head nets like this. That's what he puts inside a circle like this, is 1,000. And then as the hens get older, 2 years old, then he moves them to the old egg mobiles that he started with. And he has, I think, he has 800 head egg mobiles that move right behind the cows. So there's less predator exposure in here, and when they're free ranging out of the egg mobiles, you know, the older hens, you can lose some, and they're smarter time they get older.
I think he mentioned we had a couple of predator problems in that we didn't realize that we had a cat living inside. A cat? Yeah, we actually got rid of 2 cats that were here.
There's some buckets there in the back if you want to sit down. If anybody wants a bucket.
And at one point my granddaughter was here and she said, "There's a cat in there." So we had to evict them. So this was taken and the big side closed down at night. And so the only thing, the other problem that we had was I think we had some owl strikes early in the morning. And that was at a time when we were leaving that open. Or were we leaving this side open? We were leaving
Right.
one side open, so we came up with this plan to just have cow can't swoop in through that little hole. And so when we put the nest bars up, the roost bars on the boxes up at night, then we close the door and open it back up in the morning. Also, if there's a really stormy day that's coming this way by some chance, then we can close that door too. Make it a little bit more secure. We've got 3 sets of roofs. So the big roofs going back all the way to the front of the trailer. They can find plenty of place to roost inside.
Yeah, the net's not hot, so.
4 in there. We'll add some more before the next set that's in here comes on, which is a month out. So.
And how often do you move them?
5 to 7 days. Oh yeah. So at this point, it's easier just to leave this in one place because he took the truck off of it and you have less problems with them wanting to try in their nest outside. There's less places to hide and crawl up in. So we don't have to give them a big enough area that we don't have to move it more than maybe every 5 to 7 days. We just kind of watch the grass and what they're doing and go by that.
Right south of here was where they was
Just
for
on the
5
other
days.
side of that fence, of this electric fence, they were for,
And they moved here yesterday morning.
yeah, they can't come down.
They will range out just a little bit farther every day, and also depends on the weather. And we have found since the geese have got mature, they range farther.
Yeah, the geese make them, also when we were having those predator problems, the geese were this big. Since those geese have come up to the size that they are now, we have not had a predator in either pen at all. They are aggressive, and which is why I put the bad one out, or the male. That's the male, and the male that's in the other pen is really aggressive, super aggressive. But they do their job. That one over there is aggressive to me too, but I know how to take him, and I just put him in a timeout on the outside of the fence, and he gets to come back in when I leave.
If you get your hand around the neck before they got their teeth on your butt, you're in good shape.
Yep.
And if you have to, you can lift a goose by its neck and you will not hurt it.
I did not know that. That's good to know.
I found that out when I threw Leroy.
But I'm always gentle with it.
Well,
So I
you,
did not
you'll be
know.
gentle, but you can pick them. We had when I was 12ish or so, we had a storm go through the fair, and it was a tent fair at that point, and tore down all kinds of chicken and geese pens, and they were in the pens inside, but it just smattered it all. And so because I had chickens in that group, I was helping corral and deal, and he says, "Oh, Chip, a guy that had geese, just pick them up by the right below the head, and you're fine."
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I knew nothing about geese. I was just following instructions at that point. But he says, "Yeah, you won't hurt them. Just pick them up. Don't throw them around or anything. Just pick them up and carry them." And I did. I carried a lot of them because we had to get them sorted and back in pens and figure out whose chickens and whose geese were whose, because they were all sorted for judging.
Somebody over here said something about eating them, which if another animal was mean, that's probably exactly what we do, and that's what we did with when we first started with the chickens. We got a bunch of straight runs, so we had roosters like crazy, and we just eventually got rid of them all because they weren't going to be. Next of them will be dinner tonight.
It looks like you got one
But
rooster in
these
here
geese, I'll
yet.
put up
or
with them
not.
being mean because they do
They're
their
seven.
job. I have no worries
These
about
these
that.
were all pullets.
They
you know,
do their
sex, so
job, and
that's
the
just
chickens
an
are
issue.
happy, and the
But like
chickens
that's a
feel
well
secure,
summer.
so
That's the
I'll figure
roosters
out
and the
how to manage
Kellogg's.
them.
That's
And
beautiful.
he's actually going to come up with a round wire cage or circle for Leroy that I can just plop over him when I go in.
But that blue lace red
I
wide out
have
over
a bucket
there.
over him, but he gets right out.
A couple roosters in there.
I have a lot of Orioles.
Right.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, and they're protectors. Yeah.
They warn when something's flying overhead.
Yeah, we figured that out.
Chicken.
Between them and the geese, and then the other pen we have turkeys, and it
Yeah, they
discourages
get-
predators.
they get-
Did you raise them in a tractor? Do you think? Geese in a tractor?
I think they need
You do.
Yeah, I think they need
Yeah. No, unless I could like, I don't know. Those things they're
Green Hills Farm Project,
and they live for
Farm
40
Walk.
years.
right.
2020.
So they're a commitment.